So let me show you just a few things what I've been up to recently in the past few months. So it started, I made a website and it was supposed to be a business. If no one gives you money, that is a failure of a business, so it failed. But one of the things I had to do, they were ebooks, and it was ebooks cut up, those large books cut up into like 30-minute reads. That meant I needed lots of book covers. So you can see right there, the Federalist Papers, it was cut up into 18 different parts. So I needed a quick way to render 18 different images. I wasn't going to go in and hand do that. So put it all in a spreadsheet. I figured out Cavalry, the dynamic rendering part, and I get all my book covers. Easy peasy. So that was the beginning. That was kind of like, oh, okay, I really like this. There's something to this Cavalry. For the same failed business, I made some quote animations. And you can see this spreadsheet here became this animation over here. Okay, so pretty simple, just like another step forward from the book, the static image book covers. Then after that, decided to get a little more, take another step. So started doing images. I'm a space guy. I like space. Incredible images out there from NASA. Everything's kind of open source. It's all there. So this spreadsheet, it's the APOD, which is the astronomy photo of the day. So every day there's a new photo from NASA. It goes back years and years. So get the data, put it into a spreadsheet. The image URL, I have a little Python script that goes through the CSV and downloads all the images. So I get a folder full of images. Add a little design to it. Start having some fun with it. Added some music. Starts to be kind of fun. This one, maybe not so much of a step forward. It was more of a test. So, phrasal verbs in English. I was an English teacher. I actually still am at times. And phrasal verbs, there's hundreds of them. There's thousands of them. I thought this is a perfect idea to get like some vertical shorts going. All right, made that, became this. This one was a large step forward. Now, honestly, if I didn't have AI, I was using Claude, this would have taken a month. Automated, animated chess puzzles. That's for another video. This is a bit too advanced for this. What I'm talking about here is how much I love Cavalry, what I'm using it for, and yeah. Okay, so we have a new composition, Cavalry. I made it vertical, and I made frames per second 30. Okay, and this is our spreadsheet. It's the Major League Baseball Home Run Leaders, and you can see it all right here. Image URL, we're not using that. Images must be local, all right? You can't use a URL. The images have to be local. Okay, so we're not even gonna really style. So I'm gonna hit Control period and do a background shape. That's just so I don't have to look at the white. Okay, let's do, so I'll add the text, and I'll make it white, and I will center. Okay, so that'll be the number. Control D, duplicate. That will be the name. Control D, duplicate. That'll be the team. Control D, duplicate. This will be number of dingers. And I am going to add, so for the images, if I right click and I import image smart folder. I have this, images 2. That's all my pictures, and let's move that like right there. Okay. And so what we have here is we have a shape. We have like a rectangle. And attached to the rectangle is an image shader. And then within the image shader is this smart folder. And Cavalry is kind of like, if you've ever used a 3D program like a Blender, it's very procedural. Like there's shaders, there's noise, textures. It's kind of better to think of it in that sense than it is like a typical 2D program. Okay, so the smart folder, you can choose by the path. You can choose an auto index. I don't know if I've ever used that. Or a specific index, which is what we'll be using. So here we go in the dynamic render when it goes through. Ooh, that's kind of a cool animation. Okay, so that's that. The spreadsheet. And then we go back here, import Google Sheet, paste the link, and I'm going to just drag it on, and that makes this. I'm going to name each layer because we're going to need a bunch of layers. So we'll go from the top to the bottom. So the rank, we'll click on that. And the way to get this, so I'm going to open the rank attributes, and we're going to drag the rank right there. And it's, if you're coming from After Effects, it took me some frustration, but it's the opposite of After Effects. So like I want rank to be in the text, so I'm taking it and I'm dropping it into there. All right, it's like in After Effects, you would, if you wanted that connection, you would take the string and then you would pick whip it to the rank, if that makes sense. It's the opposite. For the spreadsheet, so we need to have one spreadsheet layer for each column that we want. So I'm going to duplicate that. Actually, let's just do it all right now. So I duplicated 3 times. We got name, we got team, and we got dingers. So let's open up name. For the column title, that is player. Okay, and I can actually just do it like this. This is the same. There we go. Shout out Phillies. Team, 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 team. There we go. And last one, home runs. Put that there. Drag and drop. 31. Let's make that bigger. They're all individual. Oh, actually, okay. So by the way, I have to in these spreadsheets, I have to go to fixed row. And that'll open up the row index. And that gives me the ability to change the row index. So let me do that. Now, like they're all working individually. But now we have to take that dynamic render index and connect it into the row index of the spreadsheets and also of this. Because we want the image to change as well. To do that, we need to open the render manager, Alt-B on the keyboard. We're going to add the current composition. We're going to go to dynamic, click that off, dynamic render. That is a yes. And we're going to open the rank. And we're going to do, we're going to take this dynamic index and we're going to drag it to the row index. And we're going to do the same for name. Same for team. Same for dingers. I'm going to open the images and we're going to do the same for the images. And now, if I change the offset, okay, yeah, you get the idea. So there's 10, so we'll put 9. So it starts on 0. If we go to format, PNG sequence, but it's only 1 frame, so do it again, 0, 0. That's so 0, 1 was was 2 frames actually. This is just one. Ooh, I like it. I think yes. There we go. All right. So we have Kyle Schwarber, number 1. Jordan Alvarez. There we go. There it is. Dynamically rendered. It's not designed at all, but I mean, you get the idea. And yeah, that's a very simple dynamic render. You can obviously upgrade the animation, upgrade the template, and produce better images, better videos, all that. I believe my next video is going to be about the chess. I think the chess is beautiful. There's a lot of logic going on, so that deserves a whole video. I love Cavalry. I love you too. Goodbye, everybody.